Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, I'll be answering some of the most common questions that I'm getting about this Moto G5s Plus that was recently launched. And I've been using this device now for almost 4 days, so I'll be answering a lot of questions. And yes, I'll also be answering questions regarding the depth effect and the camera. I took that question last because the answer is a little bit big. I just gave you a small demo because it's difficult to explain. So I took that question last. But let's get on with this, and the first question that I got was does the Moto G5 Plus have a compass sensor? Sadly, even this Moto G5s Plus does not have the compass sensor, just like the Moto G5 Plus. I don't know why Motorola omits the compass sensor, but it has all the other sensors apart from the compass sensor, like gyroscope, auto brightness sensor, and other stuff. I did a little bit of navigation and it worked, but I'll test the GPS navigation a lot more because I'm actually traveling to Australia, so I will be using that and I'll update you about that. This is by Abhishek. He's asking how's the battery life of the Moto G5s Plus in comparison with the Moto G5 Plus? I would say it's sort of similar to the Moto G5 Plus because both of them are running on this very efficient Snapdragon 625 chipset. Specifically with this G5s Plus, I was hovering around 4.5 hours to about 5 hours of screen on time with 1 day of usage, as you can see from the stats. So yes, it should easily last for a typical working day, but yeah, it's not a device that can last for 2 days. This is by Raghav. He's asking about the battery. I've already answered. And the speaker quality. Yes, the speaker, it's still a mono speaker. It's not a stereo speaker. But the good thing is that the speaker is a lot louder and clearer compared to the earlier Moto devices. So yeah, the speaker quality is better. Now moving to the next one. Abhishek is asking, does the Moto G5 Plus overheat? No, the Moto G5 Plus does not overheat. Again, you should check out the gaming review that I did with this Moto G5s Plus. We played quite a bit of heavy games, and even after playing those heavy games for almost about 20 minutes, the handset did not heat up. It just reached temperatures of about 40 degrees Celsius. The thing to note is that because this one is having that metal back, when you charge and stuff, it does feel warm to touch, but it is not overheating. I've seen other devices that go above 47-48 degrees Celsius while doing heavy tasks like gaming, but this barely touched about 40 degrees Celsius. So no overheating, but yes, when you charge it, because it is coming with that fast charger, the back will get warm when you charge, and that is sort of normal with quick chargers. This is by Shrey. He's asking, how's the screen quality and how good is the auto brightness sensor on this device? Thankfully, the auto brightness sensor is good on this device. Currently, it is using the auto brightness sensor. So the auto brightness sensor calibration is done well on this device. And also coming to the screen quality, I feel the screen quality is a slight improvement compared to earlier Moto devices. So no complaints regarding the screen quality and the auto brightness sensor. This is by Mr. Ghosh. He's asking, can the Moto G5 Plus beat the OnePlus 5 in cameras? I don't think so. It can beat the OnePlus 5's camera because the OnePlus 5 is having a different camera setup with that 2x telephoto zoom. Yes, this one is also having the dual camera setup, but the setup is very different on this one. And this can do some of the other things. I'll talk about that later. Let me just, call is coming. Let me just, yeah. So yeah, I don't think so it can compete with the camera of the OnePlus 5. But again, realistically, guys, this is priced at 16,000 and the OnePlus 5, even the base variant, is what, at 33,000. So not a fair comparison in my opinion. But this one does have some options. For example, the depth effect and all these things. I'll talk about that in the later part of the video. So stay tuned. That the OnePlus actually does not have. This is by Jayant, and I find this very silly. Some of you have asked me to compare the camera of this one with the Samsung Galaxy S8. Guys, simply, the Galaxy S8 and all those things will perform better. This is priced at around 16,000. So we have to compare the camera performance around this price range. Anyways, moving to the next question. This is by Jayant. Is the Moto G5s Plus better than the Lenovo P2 if camera is not a priority? I would say, Jayant, if camera is not your priority, then you should go with the Lenovo P2 because the Lenovo P2 has a much bigger battery. It's having a 5000 milliamp hour battery. And when I was testing the Lenovo P2, it could easily last for about 2.5 days. So if battery life is your highest priority and you don't care that much about the camera, definitely I would say go with the Lenovo P2. But if camera is your priority, definitely yes, the camera on this one is better than the one found on the Lenovo P2. I hope that helps. This is by Ratik. He's asking, does it have a LED notification light? No, like all most of the Moto devices, it does not have the physical LED notification light, but it does have that Moto display. So when you pick up the phone from standby and something, the Moto display will light up and the notifications will come via that, but no physical LED notification light. This is by Prem. He's asking, how's the battery life compared to the Redmi Note 4 64GB variant? Definitely the Redmi Note 4 will have better battery life because that is having 4000 milliamp hour battery and this one is having about 3000 milliamp hour battery. To give you an idea, the Redmi Note 4, when I was using it, it could easily last me for about 1.5 to about 2 days between charges. But this one I have to charge every day. So yeah, definitely the Redmi Note 4 will give you better battery life. But the camera on the Redmi Note 4 was actually very weak. This is by Meg. He's asking, also heard that the camera shutter speed is a little slow than the Moto G5 Plus. Yes, the shutter speed is slightly slow. I wouldn't say it's slower than the Moto G5 Plus. Even the Moto G5 Plus had a slow shutter speed. For example, let me take that snap. And as you can see, there is that 1 second delay when you take the snap. So I found this even with the Moto G5 Plus. So it's similar to that. There is a second delay with the shutter. And again, if you use the depth effect, which I'll show you later on, after you take the picture, it almost takes about 5 seconds to process the depth pictures. This is by Day. He's asking, any heating issues on the Moto G5 Plus after heavy internet usage? No, I did not face any overheating issues with extended usage even when I was on mobile data. So no issues regarding that. This is by Naveen. He's asking about, can you please tell me, does it have laser autofocusing, and please compare it with the G5 Plus? Sadly, this one also does not have laser autofocusing system. I don't know why Motorola omitted it. And that is the reason when I was taking some of the macro shots, as you can see this example, it came out blurry because it simply does not have laser autofocusing system. So for very close objects, it can be an issue. You can take the snaps, but again, you have to tap again and again to get the close-up objects in focus. So no laser autofocusing. This is by Raghav. He's asking, does it have the Google Assistant? Yes, it does have the Google Assistant and it works. As you can see, this is the Google Assistant and it works. It comes out of the box. This is by Abhilash. He's asking, does it have any protection for the camera hump? As you can see, the camera hump is there. I'm using it without a case, just like this, and looks like it's not plastic, it's glass this time. And I've been using it without any protection. So only time will tell how well it fares. But I'm going to be using this device in my testing period without any protection or cases, and will update you. But this one looks like glass, sorry. It's not plastic, the glass, the protection on the lens. And lastly, this is the question, and I got several questions like this, and this is regarding the camera, because this one is having that dual camera and that depth stuff and all those things. This is by Jay. He's asking, I'm having a problem in the depth editing. Can you tell me how to do the same? I think so. Explaining this would be very difficult. So I just shot a small video to show this depth effect. So let's have a look at the depth effect, and if you open the Photos editor, these are all your photographs, but you'll notice that whatever photographs you have taken with that depth effect will be with this icon. And if you open this one, for example, let me show you. This was a normal shot that I took, and this was with that depth effect. And as you can see, if you tap here, you'll get that option of depth effect. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you can clearly see. And you can actually edit it. If you tap this, it gives you an option. Click this and go to the depth editor, and you get a lot of options. For example, you can selectively make stuff black and white. Let's try that. It says it's in beta. So I want this in color, the background in, black and white. So actually you can do that and save this as an image. I will discard this, and we can also replace the background. For example, I'm just going to keep this, and the background is gone, and now we can replace it with anything else. These are some of the other pictures that I've taken. For example, let's just use this picture, and as you can see, now you replace the background and you can save this image. So this option is there. Let me just cancel that. And we also have selective focus, and you have to just click on the area that we want. And now just notice the background blur. I'm just going to increase it. It's increased, and now you can actually decrease it also, as you can see. So this option is also there. And I feel that they should have given this option directly in the depth meters. That way you can get better results. But with the software update, definitely they can do that. But let's see if they do it or not. So you can also save this. By default, what is happening is that it's keeping the blur effect very high. That's why the background, and if it's very high like this, it looks like it's totally blurred. So you have to go in this depth effect meter and actually reduce it a little bit and save it as a new image. So these were the options. So again, I hope Motorola adds some more functions with this. And so these are the depth effects that you can play around when you use that. But I do not like the fact that whenever you use this depth effect and you take a picture, for example, you have to enable it via this, and this is the depth effect. Let me bring an object nearby. And when you take a picture with this depth effect enabled, as you can see, it takes almost 5 or 6 seconds for the picture to save, as you can see. Now only it has done. So you just can't get into this depth effect and keep banging pictures again and again. So I hope with software update, they make this thing faster. So this was the depth effect on this Moto G5s Plus. So these were the common questions that I was getting regarding this Moto G5s Plus. I'm actually, guys, traveling to Australia tonight. And as I'm still testing this device, so I decided to carry this one to Australia. So I'll be using this one as my primary smartphone. So I'll be taking a lot of pictures with this Moto G5s Plus in Australia. So I thought of doing the camera review like that. For example, I did similar thing with the OnePlus 5, the real camera review. So I'll be taking a lot of pictures with this Moto G5 Plus when I'm traveling, and when I come back, I'll post a camera review with the same. So I hope you'll like that. And guys, if you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.